heard of summer brain drain or the summer slide. Well, it's not just a state of mind. It really happens.
Yeah,
it already happened to me.
A long time ago. One study actually shows that 6th graders who don't keep up with their reading in those off months can fall 2 years behind their classmates, which is a lot to make up. Carole Barrowman is back. She is a professor of English and book reviewer for the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel and the Minneapolis Star-Trib. She's picked up a few good tips to prevent the summer slide.
Yeah,
good morning. And I have my birthday present that goes with Tiffany's. It's a little
pain reliever from the morning after.
There you go.
So if I drink too much out of my Bears cup,
yes,
then
that's what you're going to need. Yes.
This is indicated.
Happy birthday.
I like it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Our producer was talking the other day about why does Carole say I'm a professor of English rather than an English professor?
Oh.
I think maybe because it's just the way I wrote it down.
All right.
That works.
We're just copying it.
I think that's why. And also, if you say professor of English, it gets a capital P because then I've already gone through all the ranks. I've been an assistant, I've been an associate, so now I'm, a big shot professor.
It's not just a job.
So it's not just a job.
It's an acquired title.
Quite an acquired title.
Okay. What do college students call you? Do they call you Professor Barrowman?
Hey, you.
Right.
Carole.
They don't call you
Carole.
Oh, they call you Carole.
Yes, yes. Well, Alverno's that kind of place. We're learning together. We try to de-emphasize the, sort of the big authority at the front of the room.
Okay.
So this big authority stands at the back. No.
Is summer brain drain a thing for all ages, or is this just kids?
You know what? I think it's probably a little bit for all ages, but it's really serious with children, because if you really let your kids get behind, and in some cases it only means reading 2 books in the summer, which for a lot of us is, not much, but it could be a lot. But only 2 books can really help against this brain drain.
Okay.
And so I just had some tips that I thought were really cool for keeping kids reading, because we know it's hard. They'd rather be outside.
And in the summer, it's hard to say to your kids, go to your room and read, or sit down in the living room and read. So one of the things that you suggest, which I really like, is combining reading with other activities. For example, like going to the zoo.
Right. If they go to the zoo, get some books on animals. Get
Jaws.
Them, yeah, right. Yeah, really. Don't. Yeah. So, or even if they're going to the pool, you want to get them out of the water and under the umbrella for a little bit. You don't want them out in the sun all the time. Instead of having, other things to play with, have a couple of books about swimming or anything related to whatever they're doing. Really makes a difference. And you don't have to read in your room or on the couch. Let them be outside. We used to have our kids in those little tents.
Yeah.
Those out back door.
Set them up in the backyard.
Yeah, the ones that go in and out. They have them on their beds sometimes, and set them up in the backyard. Have a little reading tent.
That's not, and on our rainy days, right? You can go to the library.
Right. And that's another one of my tips. Take your kids to the library on a regular basis. And when you're there, think about staying with them there and reading a couple of books so they see you reading at the same time. So plan it so it's more than just an in-out, grab the books and get back home. Make it a destination for actually sitting and reading and enjoying the place.
Well, Tiffany recommended a book to me yesterday that is good for couples to read about, your needs, his needs, whatever. And what she said is that each kind of read a chapter at the same time, and then when they get together, they'd read a chapter out loud.
I think that's great.
And I think no matter what age you are, there's value to reading out loud.
We always had a read aloud book at home for the family. And there were times where all 4 of us wouldn't be reading. It might just be 3 or 2 of us or whatever. But we always had a read aloud book. And partly, you can end up reading and something will come up, and then you end up having a conversation about what's in the book. Yeah. So it takes you beyond just the pages, and I think that's
family
great.
Experience too.
Yeah, families don't have conversations anymore. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah,
we're on our phones.
Right.
Well,
they text each other.
You could text each other or read aloud, and you could have Siri to read the book to you.
Exactly. Siri, remind us to talk.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's go through your list because we got a couple minutes to do it. The first one is The Incorrigible Children of Ashton Place.
Yes, and this book actually is free. There's a website that you can go to. It's sync.com. It'll be on Morning Blend's website. Twice a month for the whole summer, they're giving away free digital books.
We're going to put that up a little later again.
And this was the first one, so I tried it out to make sure it was safe. I downloaded the book. It works fine, and I read it, and it's awesome. It's kind of a Lemony Snicket kind of book.
Very cool.
So if your kids loved it, it's perfect, and it's free.
What kind of a device do you have to do to be able to use Sync?
Any device would work.
Even a cell phone?
You could do it on your cell phone. phone. I just did it on my computer. It worked on my tablet. I didn't try it on my phone, but I wanted to make sure it was safe to download.
So
and it's
iPad,
great.
whatever.
iPad,
Okay.
any of those things.
Okay. The other one is this is for ages 7+. The one and only Ivan.
Yes, this is all a very sweet book. If you have kids in your house who kind of like a sort of sad but bittersweet but happy, you know, that kind of mix. My daughter was one. She loved a story that she could cry at. And this is about Ivan, a gorilla, and he's in captivity, and it's one of the best children's books I have read that really captures kind of what it might mean for animals who are in captivity. And of course it makes friends with an elephant who's retired from a circus, and it's a beautifully written book. I really liked it.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
this
it's very
next
nice.
one for 5 to 8-year-olds is The Life of Ty, Penguin Problems.
This is funny. Did your kids read Junie B. Jones?
Yeah,
This
for
is
sure.
this is a boy's version of Junie B. Jones.
Good.
So Ty is trying to adjust and see what it's like to have. He's got 2 sisters. I think he's the middle kid, and he steals a penguin from the zoo. I sent this book to my daughter, and she read it to her 3rd graders, and she said all they kept asking was, "Do you know how much trouble you would get in if you stole a penguin?"
And they're silly.
in the bathtub.
I know. I think that's what he does. But the thing is, these kids were so serious. They're like, "You can't steal a penguin
From the zoo?
That's what they're probably thinking the whole time. They didn't listen to a word of the book.
they're
just concerned about stealing the penguin.
I'm gonna let Tiffy read this
I love
last
this
title.
one.
I knew she'd like this.
Are you ready? The Barftastic Life of Louis Berger. Barftastic, great word.
I know, it's great. And I don't remember any of them, so don't ask me, but there's tons of vomit jokes.
Perfect.
So this is a perfect book for a reluctant reader. Almost all the books I've recommended this morning are really good for 6 and 7-year-olds, but all the way up to like 12 or 13.
I'm going to start
Maybe not Life of Ty. That's a
Okay,
younger one.
book club for my 3rd grader. What do you
that's
think
cute.
about the one and only Ivan? Because she loves animals. Or which one would you pick for a
I
book
would
club?
say one and only Ivan, because you can really get into some really interesting conversations about why zoos are important for some animals, and why, you know, you just would get into all those moral sort of ethical issues about it. Plus, it's a sweet story. And who doesn't like a book where animals talk?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they do in real life too.
Yeah,
so
right.
whatever. Okay, here's how you get
Whatever.
those
After
free
those bear
audiobooks. This is the website Carole was talking about. It's sync.com. That's where you can get those free audiobooks for teens. So check it out. That's what she recommends. Here's where we can find everything out about Carole, even her middle name. What does the E stand for?
Emily.
Oh.
Yeah.
CaroleBarrowman.com. All those social media outlets as well.
Does your mom go, Carol Emily?
Sometimes, actually, she would say Carol E.
Oh,
Cute.
Yes.
Carol E.
Carol E.
So we're going to do next time.
That's
Thanks
cute.
for
I
being
like
here.
that. Great
You're
to have
welcome.
you, Carol.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, hon.